very good morning and welcome to Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV, your one stop for all the big national and international events. I'm Tina Jha and these are the headlines we are tracking this Friday morning. Uncertainty over Art of Living Foundation's World Cultural Festival that's slated to begin today in New Delhi. Founder Sri Ravi Shankar defiant says will not pay fine of 5 crore rupees levied by the National Green Tribunal. Deadline ends at 4 p.m. today. Vijay Mallya breaks silence after uproar over his departure from the country, denies allegations of being an absconder. This as opposition accuses the government of aiding the liquor baron. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails passage of real estate bill in Rajya Sabha as great news for home buyers. Upper House clears bill with support from the Congress and other opposition parties. Supreme Court asks telecom operators to give undertaking that they have not exceeded 2% threshold limit of call drops. Telecom operators tell court there cannot be a perfect world in the world of radio waves. An Islamic State defector leaks information on foreign recruits in terror outfit to a British journalist. Germany says files appear to be genuine. Well, in some good news for home buyers, the Rajya Sabha has passed the Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill 2015 with support from the Congress and other opposition parties. The AIADMK, however, opposed the bill, saying it infringes upon the rights of the states to regulate the real sector.
The Rajya Sabha on Thursday passed the Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill 2015. The bill seeks to regulate the real estate sector, bring in transparency and protect consumer interests. Moving the bill for passage, Urban Development Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu listed several provisions that focus on transparency.
Both the developers and consumers have to pay interest at the same rate for any delay. If there is a delay, there is an interest also.
Several opposition parties supported the bill, while expressing concern on some provisions.
The committee has recommended, sir, that an area of 500 square meters or a unit with 8 apartments should come into its purview. So we feel, and our suggestion is that we must include all.
शहर से मिले गांव की सारी जमीनें प्लॉटिंग में चली गई और उन प्लाटों पर मकान बन गए और उन मकानों को डेवलप करने की जिम्मेदारी हम लोगों पर नहीं देंगे तो वोट नहीं देंगे तो वोटों के डर में हमें काम करना पड़ रहा है कि वो छोड़ गए तो इसमें प्लाट वाला भी प्रोविजन कहीं करिए कि खाली मकान बना के देने का ही बिल्डर नहीं है जो प्लाट बेचते हैं वो जो प्लाट दे रहे हैं उनकी जिम्मेदारी भी हो कि प्लाट वही बिकेंगे जो कॉलोनी पूरी तरीके से डेवलप होगी।
मैं चाहता हूं कि इन मुकदमों की मियाद भी तय हो कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा ये डिस्प्यूट 6 महीने में समाप्त हो जाए।
Currently the bill excludes land below 500 square meter or apartments with 8 or fewer units from its purview. The provision would result in the exclusion of bulk of the urban middle and lower class home buyers from the protection of the bill. So these home buyers are the most vulnerable to exploitation by developers and real estate agents.
तो जैसे शैला जी ने कहा ये 500 yards का जो आप ब्लॉक रख रहे हैं इसको उठा दीजिए. Who will protect these poor people is millions of homes who keep falling every day.
The AIADMK opposed it, saying that it infringes upon the rights of states to regulate the sector.
Our stand is the bill is not strictly within the legislative competence of the central government. The bill casts undue responsibilities and takes away the freedom of the state government and the competent authorities. We oppose the bill.
Replying to the discussion, Naidu assured members that their suggestions will be taken on board while framing rules.
Reducing the area below 500. Earlier, you are all aware it's 1,012. Now I brought it down to 508. I tried to bring to the notice of the House. States have the power to reduce it below 500 also. ADMK, who raised the principal objection, which they thought it's right, but we are in disagreement with them. I only appeal to them also to see reason and see that you also support this bill because the bill is in need of the hour.
The bill, supported by all opposition parties except the AIADMK, was passed by a voice vote in the House. This is Vishal Dahiya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has welcomed the passage of the real estate bill in the Rajya Sabha. The Prime Minister said that the passage of the bill with Congress's support is great news for aspiring home buyers. In a series of tweets, Modi said, and I quote, "The passage of the real estate bill is great news for aspiring house buyers. It will transform the real estate sector. The real estate bill fully ensures more transparency, accountability and the real estate sector, freeing it from many existing flaws." Unquote. The World Cultural Festival, scheduled to begin today in Delhi, is still in jeopardy. The organisers, the Art of the Living Foundation, have not paid the fine levied on them by the National Green Tribunal. Now, the tribunal has warned that law will take its own course if its order is not adhered to. Art of Living founder Sri Ravi Shankar remains defiant, saying he has done no wrong and will not pay any money. Already mired in controversy, the event suffered another blow, with Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe pulling out of the event due to security and protocol issues. Mugabe was supposed to be the guest of honor at the cultural event. Uncertainty looms large over the three-day World Cultural Festival, scheduled to be held in the national capital from today onwards. The Art of Living Foundation, which is organising the event, has been given time till today evening to pay a fine of 5 crore rupees imposed on it by the National Green Tribunal, or else the law will take its own course.
जो ट्रिब्यूनल ने ऑर्डर दिया था, पहले ट्रिब्यूनल ने ऑर्डर दिया था 13 जनवरी 2015, उसका तो पूरा वायलेशन सारी अथॉरिटीज कर चुकी हैं, फाउंडेशन ने भी कर दिया है। अब ये दोबारा जो 9 मार्च को उन्होंने दोबारा डायरेक्शन दिया है, अगर इसका भी वायलेशन करते हैं तो मुझे लगता है कि ये तो ट्रिब्यूनल और कोर्ट को अपनी गरिमा बचाने के लिए जो भी ऑर्डर पास करने चाहिए, हम जरूर कहेंगे कि अगर आपकी ऑर्डर का वायलेशन हुआ है तो फिर इस इवेंट को नहीं होना चाहिए।
But a defiant Sri Ravi Shankar, the organizer of the mega cultural event, has refused to abide by the NGT's orders. Speaking to media persons on Thursday, the spiritual guru said he would rather go to jail.
3 जने आके आधा घंटे वहां घूम करके कोई रिपोर्ट देके चले जाते हैं, वो हमको मान्य नहीं है। दोबारा भेजें, हमको बताएं कितना कहाँ डैमेज हुआ, पहले क्या क्या था वहां पर वो दिखाएं। पहले वहां इतने पेड़ तो थे नहीं, वहां पर जो पेड़ थे उसको हमने बनाए रखा है, उसको कभी नहीं काटा है। ये झूठे इल्जाम को, झूठ को 100 बार दोहराने से सच नहीं होगा। सत्य में जयते, हम उस पर अड़े रहेंगे। अब उत्सव बड़े जोर से होगा, उत्सव के लिए हम तैयार हैं।
Adding to the controversy, a group of farmers sat on protest on Thursday, demanding compensation from the Art of Living Foundation for forcing them off their land for the event. They claim that their standing crops were mowed down to make arrangements for the festival.
19 तारीख को जमीन जुती है हमारी, 19 तारीख से हम खाली पड़े हैं यहाँ पर। जबरदस्ती हमारी सरकार ने, पुलिस ने मतलब धौंस दे कर गए कि या तो आप पैसे ले लो, नहीं भाग जाओ यहाँ से।
In view of the outcry by environmentalists, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said on Thursday that if the organisers of the cultural festival had approached him earlier, his government would have suggested an environmentally suitable venue. Activists have alleged serious environmental violations on account of the event, which is likely to be attended by about 35 lakh people. Due to the controversy surrounding it, President Pranab Mukherjee has already pulled out of the event's valedictory function on Sunday. There's still speculation on whether Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the inaugural function today evening. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And UB Group promoter Vijay Mallya has reacted to allegations that he has absconded from India, leaving behind a loan of 9,000 crore rupees. Reacting on Twitter, Mallya said that he has full faith in the judicial system of the country and will cooperate with the probing agencies. Meanwhile, reports have emerged that the CBI had revised its lookout notice against Mallya 1 month after issuing it.
Vijay Mallya's latest tweets after the debate in Parliament over how he was allowed to leave the country. The liquor baron denying allegations he is an absconder, saying he will abide by the law of the land. Mallya even saying he will not stand trial by the media. Mallya breaking silence as the uproar over his alleged escape from India rises. The CBI, that has come under criticism for allowing Vijay Mallya to go abroad, had reportedly changed the nature of the lookout notice against him. PTI is quoting sources saying that a lookout notice was issued on October 16, 2015 by the agency against Mallya. PTI further says that nearly a month later, in November, The agency asked for a revised circular where it asked the Bureau of Immigration to inform it about his departure and travel plans. The news agency is also quoting sources in the central security agencies saying Mallya has made at least 4 trips abroad before his controversial 2nd March departure. Mallya had travelled abroad in the last week of October and returned in November, while he made 2 trips in first and last week of December and also a trip in January. The CBI's reaction on being asked why Mallya's passport was not impounded is that the businessman was cooperating with investigations. Meanwhile, the MEA has said it has not been asked to take any action against the liquor baron.
As far as Vijay Mallya is concerned, to the best of my knowledge, MEA has not yet been asked to take any action.
After the uproar, the Enforcement Directorate made its first move in the money laundering probe, issuing summons to over half a dozen officials of the IDBI Bank and Vijay Mallya-owned Kingfisher Airlines over the alleged default of over 900 crore rupee loan from IDBI Bank. The State Bank of India, on the other hand, refuted allegations that the banks were late in taking action against Vijay Mallya. The bank says it moved very promptly against the man who owes more than 1600 crore rupees to it. Alleging a nexus between lenders and Vijay Mallya, one of the biggest bank employees union has demanded a parliamentary probe into the sanction of loans to the now grounded Kingfisher Airlines and other group companies. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, the centre and the opposition locked horns over the Vijay Mallya issue in Parliament yesterday. Even as the opposition attacked the government inside Parliament, outside Parliament, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi questioned Prime Minister Narendra Modi's commitment to bringing back the black money stashed in safe havens abroad.
अभी हमने जेटली जी से पूछा, क्लियर सवाल पूछा, जेटली जी आप हमें बताइए, माल्या जी हिंदुस्तान से भाग के कैसे निकले? अगर उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई हो रही है, अगर उनके ऊपर नोटिस है, लुकआउट नोटिस है, तो वो राज्यसभा में क्या कर रहे हैं? सवाल ये था कि ये जो भागे हैं, इनको आपकी सरकार ने भागने क्यों दिया? 9000 करोड़ रुपए जिन्होंने सरकार से चोरी किए हैं, उनको आपने निकलने क्यों दिया? इसका जवाब कोई नहीं आया.
The Congress today attacked the centre for not arresting liquor baron Vijay Mallya and allowing him to leave the country. Raising the matter during Zero Hour, Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha Ghulam Nabi Azad said Mallya's escape is a criminal conspiracy and the government should be made party to it. Samajwadi Party leader Naresh Agrawal also sought answers from the government.
लुकआउट नोटिस देश के तमाम एयरपोर्ट्स पे दी गई हो, उसको ढूंढने की. विजय माल्या कोई सुई नहीं है और शायद कोई भी आदमी नहीं इस देश में या विदेश में जिस तरह से 1 साल से उसको पब्लिसिटी मिल रही है और उसकी शक्ल को शायद कोई ऐसा आदमी नहीं होगा जो जानता नहीं, और खास उसके देश छोड़ने में ये सरकार पार्टी है. इस कॉन्स्पिरेसी में, इस क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी में भारत सरकार पार्टी बनानी चाहिए.
इसके पहले मैंने देखा लोकसभा में 1-1 हजार रुपए पे लोगों की नंबर चली गई. यहाँ 9000 करोड़ का मामला ये सदस्य का, और उसके बाद वो सदस्य बना रहे.
मैं आपसे सहमत है. I agree with you that this is a matter to be taken up in the ethics committee. I think according to the procedure it could be done.
The government countered, saying Mallya was given loans during the UPA rule, and in the 10-year-long rule, that government took no steps to recover the money. Informing the House that the CBI is investigating the matter, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley also said that banks have been asked to recover every penny that is due from Mallya.
पहली बार इनका अकाउंट 30 अप्रैल 2009 को एनपीए हुआ. उस एनपीए के बावजूद भी 21/12/2010 को उस नॉन परफॉर्मिंग अकाउंट को रिस्ट्रक्चर किया गया और रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग के तहत उनको और सुविधाएं दी गई. और इसलिए ये किस तरह से अकाउंट्स चल रहे थे, क्या-क्या सुविधाएं ऐसे लोगों को दी जा रही थी, ये डेट्स अपनी कहानी खुद बतलाती हैं.
The government had on Wednesday informed the Supreme Court that Vijay Mallya left the country on March 2nd. The court was hearing the petition of a consortium of 17 banks which had said that Mallya should be stopped from leaving India because of the debt of over 9,000 crore rupees owed by the now defunct Kingfisher Airlines. The apex court has sought Mallya's response by March 30th, the next date of hearing. Ravindra Shoran's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
In some other news, the Supreme Court has asked telecom operators to give an undertaking that they have not exceeded the 2% threshold limit of call drops as mandated in the regulations. Now, this comes after the companies claimed helplessness in controlling the situation. A bench headed by Justice Kurian Joseph also asked the cellular operator associations to inform the court whether any penalty was ever levied on them for call drops. Cellular Operators Association of India, the COAI, has challenged the Delhi High Court order, making it mandatory for them to compensate subscribers for call drops from the 1st of January this year. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal, appearing for cellular operators, said there cannot be a perfect world in the world of radio waves, and call drops will happen as they have no technology to control it. Now, the bench asked the senior advocate whether any study has been carried out that call drops are in any way indirect means of generation of revenue. Sibal informed the court that telecom operators have never crossed the 2% limit of call drops as mandated in the regulations and in their license conditions. But now the tribe wants us to pay for every call drop. The apex court asked Sibal whether the tribe's recommendation for imposition of a fine for call drops has been implemented and if the telecom operators were ever made to pay the penalty. To this, he said the tribe's recommendation has not been implemented yet and operators have not been charged for call drops as of now. With that, time for a very short break here on Breakfast News. We'll be right back.
Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervour dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha Television.
Thanks for staying with us on Breakfast News. News now from the upcoming Assembly elections. DMDK leader Vijay said yesterday that his party would go it alone in the upcoming Assembly elections in Tamil Nadu. Now, the declaration comes in the backdrop of several parties making an effort to partner with the Vijay-led party. The latest development has left political parties worried after DMK, BJP and People's Welfare Front pursued the party for an alliance to unseat the Jayalalitha government. While thanking all parties that invited him for talks, Vijay told supporters in Chennai that he never approached other parties for any meetings. Vijay also announced a high-level team for a successful campaign in the state.
Without our AIDMK alliance, Mr. Vijay is nothing. See, he met in corporation election. What happened? They were totally lost the deposits also. And he with BJP 2014, they met MP election. Not even one seat they have won.
And a look now at all the election-related developments. Notification for the first phase of polling in Assam will be issued today. Polling for 65 seats in the first phase will be held on the 4th of April. Counting of votes will take place on the 19th of May. The remaining 61 constituencies will go to polls on the 11th of April in the second phase. The last date for filing of nominations has been set for the 18th of March and can be withdrawn before the 21st. Notification for the first phase of polls in West Bengal will also be issued today. 18 constituencies of West Bengal will be going to polls on the 4th of April in its first phase. Counting of votes will take place on the 19th of May. Polling in the other phases will be held on the 11th, 17th, 21st, 25th, 30th of April and 5th of May. The last date for filing of nominations for the assembly elections in West Bengal has been set for the 18th of March, while the last date for withdrawal is the 21st of March again. The Left Front yesterday announced the second list of its 84 candidates for the sixth phase West Bengal Assembly elections starting 4th of April. The list includes 52 candidates who will be contesting for the first time. The Left Front had announced its first list of 116 candidates in the 294-member assembly last week. The Assam Gan Parishad yesterday announced the first list of its 25 candidates for the upcoming assembly elections. The list includes the names of former Chief Minister Praful Kumar Mahant and its President Atul Bora. The regional party will soon be announcing the names of other candidates in those constituencies, where it will have friendly contests with the BJP, who is also their ally in the upcoming assembly elections. And the Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly will take up a no-confidence motion against the TDP government on the 14th of March. The motion has been moved by opposition YSR Congress against the 21-month-old government headed by Chandrababu Naidu. Admitting the motion, the Speaker announced in the House that it would be taken up for discussion on Monday. On paper, the Jagan Mohan Reddy-led outfit's strength still remains 67 in the 175-member House, but 8 of its MLAs switched sides to the TDP in the recent days. The TDP has 102 members of its own, while an independent member and another belonging to NP party have also become its associates. The BJP, TDP's coalition partner, has 4 MLAs. The YSRC notice alleges that the TDP-led government has failed to fulfill the promises it made ahead of the elections back in 2014. The purpose of the no-confidence motion, however, is for the YSRC to build a strong legal case against its MLAs who crossed over to the ruling party in the recent days. And External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will leave for Nepal on the 14th of March to attend the SAARC ministerial meet. However, there is still no clarity on whether she will have a bilateral meeting with her Pakistani counterpart, Sartaj Aziz. Sushma Swaraj will be accompanied by Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar for the 4-day meet in Pokhara. India hopes that these meetings will offer an opportunity for a comprehensive review of the decisions that have been taken across all SAARC forums over the last 1.5 years. India will also seek the views of the other SAARC members on key initiatives like the SAARC satellite and the e-knowledge network project. In a major evidence against Islamic State recruitments, a disillusioned former Islamic State militant has passed on a stolen memory stick containing documents about foreign recruits to a British journalist in Sky News. German, UK and Syrian opposition media are in possession of the files.
أنا بدي أطلب من الناس اللي جوا منضمة على تنظيم كذب يدعي الإسلام ما فيه شيء بيطابق لشرع الإسلام أبدا أبدا بعيد عن الإسلام.
A magnificent coup against the Islamic State. Abu Hamid, an Islamic State defector, brought a gold mine of details on 22,000 IS supporters. He stole a memory stick from IS internal security force and passed it on to Britain's Sky News. He was apparently disillusioned with IS leaders. The files have been published online in Arabic by Zaman al-Wazil, a Qatari-based Syrian news website. Out of 22,000 names in the file, most seems to be duplicates.
هاي معلومات استخباراتية أكيد الاستخباراتية اللي راح تشتغل عنا يعني بنصح إنه تتسلم لناس عم تشتغل ضد داعش الناس اللي فعلا مستنية شيء لتشتغل ضد داعش مو تتسلم لناس مشان تبيعها وتشتريها وترجع ترجعها على التنظيم.
He knew it was very important, he didn't know what was on it, and he took it from the head of internal security of Islamic State, came across the border, and through the network that we've known for a very long time, we eventually were given the memory stick.
Germany's Interior Ministry said the files appeared to be genuine. Germany, UK and Syrian opposition media have identified IS recruits from at least 40 countries. The enrollment file contains names of IS supporters, their relatives, telephone numbers and other details such as areas of expertise and who had recommended them. Another file marked martyrs detailed a group of IS members who were willing and trained to carry out suicide attacks. 2 of those listed are currently on trial separately in Germany. Other 2 Germans on the list have appeared in IS videos earlier. 16 Britons, including 2 killed in airstrikes in Syria, also feature in the files.
We've got 51 nationals from 51 countries that we've been able to identify, crosses the whole of the globe, from America all the way to China, a lot of European countries, Britain obviously, and then a lot from North Africa and from the Middle East, Arabia. Many of them have been to every jihadist hotspot that you can think of in a single trip, starting in Tunisia, going to Libya, Somalia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, through to Europe, Belgium, France regularly, and then to Turkey and into Syria. So they weren't on watch lists, and they weren't stopped, clearly, because they were able to travel quite easily.
Abu Hamid was a former Free Syrian Army fighter who switched to Islamic State. Apparently, IS had been taken over by former soldiers of Iraqi Ba'ath Party of Saddam Hussein. Saddam was ousted in 2003 following the US-led invasion of Iraq. IS is known for its bureaucracy. Officials said a snapshot of the data looks like as it is from late 2013 or early 2014, but still it could have its uses. What appears to be a personal database for the group could be of real intelligence value for Western security services, if proven authentic. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The euro has made huge gains in Asia after the European stock markets fell. Markets fell following the economic stimulus measures announced by the European Central Bank. Frankfurt closed down 2.3%, Paris ended 1.7% lower, and the FTSE 100 slid 1.8%. The euro initially fell 1.6% against the US dollar to $1.0822 before jumping as high as 1.1218, one of the biggest one-day swings in the currency's history. The ECB cut its main interest rate from 0.05% to 0% and cut its bank deposit rate from -0.3% to -0.4%. It will also expand its quantitative easing program from $60 billion to $80 billion a month.
With today's comprehensive package of monetary policy decisions, we are providing substantial monetary stimulus to counteract heightened risks to the ECB's price stability objective. While very low or even negative inflation rates are unavoidable over the next few months as a result of movements in oil prices, it is crucial to avoid second-round effects by securing the return of inflation to levels below but close to 2% without undue delay.
Draghi seems to be still optimistic about his success regarding the war against the deflation. I don't know where it comes from because, for example, the negative interest rates for the banking sector is not working at all because what the ECB wants is that the banks are giving more credit to the economy, but it's not working with 0.3% and it won't work with 0.4%. So I don't know where the optimism comes from.
And on to some sports news now. Pakistan's participation at the ICC World T20 continues to be shrouded in suspense. Pakistan had refused to clear the Pakistan team's departure unless they get a written security assurance given by the Indian government. Pakistan's Interior Minister Chaudhry Nisar Ali Khan reiterated that its cricket team would only travel to India for the World T20 tournament only if they get a guarantee of foolproof security from the Indian government and the states where they will be playing. Meanwhile, India says it's the country's sovereign duty to protect all teams participating in the World T20 tournament. The most anticipated match at the tournament between India and our rivals Pakistan, which is scheduled to be held on the 19th of March, was shifted to Kolkata over concerns about security at the original venue at Dharamshala.
इस वक्त तक जो धमकियां आई हैं, जो सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स आए हैं, वो पाकिस्तान स्पेसिफिक हैं। बावजूद इसके कि पाकिस्तान के अवाम, पाकिस्तान की हुकूमत, हर पाकिस्तानी ये चाहता है कि पाकिस्तानी टीम हिंदुस्तान जाए, मगर अगर ये गारंटी हुकूमती लेवल पर न दी गई तो पाकिस्तानी टीम को हिंदुस्तान जाने की कतन इजाजत नहीं दी जाएगी।
What I want to state very clearly is that we are there to protect all the teams who are participating in the World Cup, and it is our obligation, it is our sovereign duty to secure everybody who is in Indian territory.
Now, some other news from the ongoing ICC World T20 tournament. India recorded its first victory in warm-up match against West Indies, while Afghanistan and Zimbabwe also won their respective matches. India defeated West Indies by 45 runs at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. Rohit Sharma stole the show by scoring a scintillating unbeaten 98 runs in 50 balls. He, however, missed out on his century by 2 runs. Yuvraj Singh played a fine cameo of 31 from 20 balls. In reply, the Indian bowlers bowled out West Indies for 140 in 19.2 overs. Afghanistan also defeated Hong Kong by 6 wickets for their second straight win in the ICC World T20 qualifier, played out in Nagpur. All-rounder Mohammad Nabi picked a 4-wicket haul to help Afghanistan restrict Hong Kong to 116 for the loss of 6 wickets. They chased down the target in 18 overs after openers Mohammad Shahzad scored 41 and Noor Ali Zadran made 32, shared a solid 70-run stand. Zimbabwe too beat Scotland by 11 runs and registered their second consecutive win in the ICC World T20 qualifiers, also played at Nagpur. Zimbabwe won the toss and chose to bat first. A daring performance with the bat by Sean Williams, who scored 53 runs off 36 balls, helped Zimbabwe finish 147 runs in their allotted 20 overs.
No, swing to leg and again.
And Indian badminton ace Saina Nehwal stormed into the quarterfinals of the All-England Badminton Championship. World number 2 Nehwal knocked out her Thai opponent Busanan Ongboonrungfa in 21-16, 21-9 in the second round of the tournament. Unheralded Indian shuttler B. Sai Praneeth also scripted the biggest win of his career, stunning 2-time Olympic silver medalist and former world number 1 Lee Chong Wei of Malaysia in the opening round 24-22, 22-20. That's it from us in this bulletin. Thanks for your time.